you aren't doing this on Etsy, then I guarantee you are missing out on sales. Reviews are massive on Etsy because we aren't an established brand like Nike, like Adidas, that people already know that they can trust when they purchase from. So on Etsy, buyers often look at reviews to decide whether they're going to trust purchasing from you. The issue though is not that many people are going to remember to come back into their purchases and leave reviews for when a product is delivered, especially now that Etsy doesn't let people review right after a product is delivered like they used to. It's I'd say about 10 days after a product is delivered that now you're able to leave a review. And I doubt your customers are actually going to be setting a calendar alert for when they can actually review your product. They're more likely going to forget. But you know those people who do not forget? They are the people that are unhappy with your product and they are happy to leave you a 1-star review. In fact, what percentage of people that are happy with their order are you going to hear back from versus what percentage of unhappy customers are you going to hear back from? And while you might hear back from a few happy customers, you are going to hear back from 100% of the unhappy customers. So this is highly going to offset your reviews of 5-star reviews and negative reviews if you hear back from 100% of the negative reviewers and you only hear back from a portion of the positive reviewers. But there is a way to tip this scale back in your favor. And there's 2 ways to do it, the manual way, and then I'm gonna show you the new automated way to do it. So this manual way was a whole lot easier back a few months ago when you were able to leave a review as soon as a product was delivered. What I would do is I would go into my Etsy orders and then I would go over to my completed orders and then I would hit the toggle that says delivered. And then I would manually go into all of these orders. I would obviously change out the name and send them a message like this that says, "Hey name, thank you so much for your order. I hope you like it. If not, please let me know how I can improve. If you are happy with your order, I do kindly ask that you could leave me a review as it would help out my small business so much. Thank you." And this message accomplishes 2 things. Number 1, if a customer is unhappy, this opens up a conversation with them about what they're unhappy with before they leave you a negative review. So you can change it up before they go and actually leave you a permanent review. Or number 2, if they were happy with their purchase, you might never have heard from them. This gives them a personal prompt asking for a review. And by asking someone personally, this gives them a lot more reason to actually want to leave you a review. And now you're not just in the back of their mind. On the days that I send this out, I get tons of 5-star reviews come in. On the days that I don't send it out, it's pretty much crickets, or I might even hear back from a negative reviewer. But by sending this out, I am bringing in tons of extra 5-star reviews. When someone doesn't have a 5-star review on their store, I'm usually assuming that people are not doing this and they're just accepting the over amount of hearing from the negative reviewers on their star ratings, and they're not actually reaching out to people and asking for those 5-star reviews. The issue, however, now that people aren't able to leave a review as soon as a product is delivered, you might be reaching out on the second day it was delivered and they can't leave a review. And again, just because you asked, people aren't going to set a calendar reminder 10 days from now to leave you a 5-star review. So let's go into the more automated way to do this. Everbee recently launched their new Everbee email. And if you're curious to learn more about emails, where I talk fully about the order campaigns, the subscriber campaigns, and how to use this to your benefit, check out my last video. It was a few videos ago. I'll link it up after this one about how to fully use Everbee email. But today we're going to be talking about how to use their review request to automate this process. To do this, you will need the Everbee growth plan. And if you would like to give this a trial and you have not used it yet before, right below you can get 2 months for the price of 1. And then after that, it's $29.99 US a month. That includes all of the Everbee extensions for Etsy and this new Everbee email. And if you watched my videos before, I'm a huge fan of Everbee for research and even their pricing tool. And this is just a brand new tool that I'm going to be utilizing, especially because this review request is something that excited me so much. So what you're going to do is we're going to go into the review request and we're going to edit this. And then what this actually does is this has a 3-day delay to send after this has been delivered. So if we think right now it seems it's about 10 days for Etsy to let someone review, maybe we'll just give them some extra time to use it for a week as well. I'm going to set this to 10 days after this is delivered. We're going to have this message sent to them. And then I want to personalize this, again, to give this a small business feel. Because when people are purchasing from Etsy, that's what they're looking for. I don't want to have this placeholder that says your opinion matters to us and we'd love to hear what you think. I'm gonna be putting in almost exactly what we had earlier. So now my email looks like this, and it'll even plug in their name so I don't have to manually type in their name every single time, and I don't risk putting in the wrong name, which I have done quite a few times. And I've spelled someone's name wrong twice, and I felt really bad about that one. But now I don't have to worry about that. So it's pretty much the exact same template that I used before, but the only thing I added in was just use the link below to get to the review page, just so they know they can scroll a little bit down in their message, and there's actually a button click that'll bring them right to their review page, because a lot of people have issues on Etsy and will tell me that they can't find out how to leave a review because it's not the most obvious thing for those who don't use Etsy on a regular basis. And then to add on top of that, if you scroll down, there's also just this little part which I love about this Everbee email, is that it will link other products that you sell in case maybe they are going to consider purchasing from you again. Etsy customers heavily rely on 5-star reviews when they're deciding if they want to purchase from you. If you had a 4-star rating and your customer had a 5-star, even if that customer was more money, I would probably purchase from the 5-star, because it just to me seems like a lot more of a difference if a store has 5 stars across the board. By asking people to leave reviews, I have about a 35% review rate of customers and how many actually leave reviews. And before I did this, I had about a 10%, with again, 8% of those most likely being ones that had an issue with their product. So if you want people to come to your store and trust to purchase from you, this is going to help raise your conversion rate and raise those sales. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. Let me know which tactic you're going to use in the comments below. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next week.